Welcome back to Sleep and Learn English from Stories. This is the channel where you relax, fall asleep peacefully, and gently improve your English while listening to calming stories. Tonight's story is called The Village That Never Spoke at Night. So get comfortable, close your eyes if you like, take a slow, deep breath, and let the story carry you into sleep. The Village That Never Spoke at Night. At the edge of a wide forest, far from busy roads and loud cities, there was a small village called Hollow Creek. During the day, Hollow Creek looked normal. Children played near the river. Farmers worked in their fields. Shop doors opened with soft bells, and neighbors greeted each other with friendly smiles. But when the sun went down, when the sky turned deep blue and the stars slowly appeared, something very strange happened. The village became completely silent. No voices, no laughter, no singing, no shouting, not even a whisper. The people of Hollow Creek never spoke at night, not inside their homes, not in the streets, not even to their closest family members. It had always been this way, and no one who lived there ever questioned it. A newcomer arrives. One evening, just before sunset, a young man named Elias arrived in the village. Elias was a traveler. He loved quiet places and old stories. He carried a small bag, a notebook, and a curious mind. As he walked through Hollow Creek, he noticed how peaceful it felt. The air was calm. The people were polite but distant. At the inn, the owner greeted him warmly. "Welcome," she said. "We have one room left." Elias smiled. "That's perfect." As she handed him the key, he glanced outside. The sun was already sinking behind the hills. Suddenly, the woman's smile faded. "You should eat now," she said quickly. "And once night comes, stay inside." Elias laughed softly. "Is there a storm coming?" She shook her head. "No, just our way." Before Elias could ask more, she turned away. The first night. After dinner, Elias sat by the window of his room. The sun disappeared. The stars filled the sky. A pale moon rose above the forest. And then silence. It was deeper than any silence Elias had ever known. No dogs barking, no doors closing, no footsteps. Even the wind seemed to stop. Elias opened his window slightly. Nothing. He leaned out and saw the street below. A man walked past carrying a lantern. Another closed the shop door, but they made no sound. Elias called out softly, "Hello?" The word felt too loud in the quiet air. The man froze. Slowly, he turned his head. His eyes were wide with fear. He raised one finger to his lips, then hurried away. Elias closed the window, his heart beating faster. "What kind of village is this?" he whispered to himself. The old journal. Unable to sleep, Elias took out his notebook. He wrote, "Hollow Creek, complete silence at night. The people seem afraid of sound." Then he noticed something strange. Inside the desk drawer, there was an old journal. Its pages were yellow and worn. On the first page, someone had written, "To speak after dark is to invite the listener." Elias frowned. He turned the page. Long ago, the journal said, the village had not been silent at night. People sang. They told stories by firelight. Children laughed until they slept. Then one night, someone heard a voice answer from the forest. Not human. Not an animal. It listened. And it learned. The listener. The journal explained that the listener was something ancient. It did not walk. It did not show itself. It only listened. And when it heard a voice at night, it came closer. The closer it came, the quieter the village became. Until one night, it took someone who spoke too loudly. No scream was heard, only silence. From that night on, the village made a promise. No voices after sunset. Ever. And slowly, the listener stayed away. A dangerous curiosity. Elias closed the journal. His hands were cold. He wanted to believe it was only a story, a legend to scare children. But the fear in the villager's eyes felt real. Still, curiosity filled his mind. What if the story is wrong? He thought. What if silence is only a habit? As the night grew deeper, Elias made a decision. He lit a small candle and opened his window. The forest stood dark and still. He took a breath and spoke. Is anyone there? The words floated into the night. At first, nothing happened. Then, the silence changed. It felt thicker, heavier. The forest seemed closer. Elias felt watched. Slowly, from far away, came a sound. Not a voice, but the sound of something listening. The Village Awakens lights began to turn on across the village. Doors opened quietly. People looked into the night with fear. An old man raised his lantern toward Elias's window. His face was pale. Stop, he mouthed silently. The air grew cold. The darkness between the trees moved. Elias stepped back. I'm sorry, he whispered. The moment the word left his lips, the sound disappeared. The darkness stopped moving. The forest became still again. One by one, the villagers closed their doors. The night returned to silence. Morning truth. When morning came, Elias packed his bag. At breakfast, the inn owner looked tired. You spoke last night, she said quietly. Elias nodded. I didn't believe, he admitted. She sighed. Belief keeps us alive here. Before Elias left, she handed him the old journal. Take it, she said, so others will know. As Elias walked away from Hollow Creek, he looked back once. The village was peaceful in the sunlight. Normal. Silent only at night. A lesson remembered. Elias continued his travels, but he never forgot Hollow Creek. He learned that some silence is fear, and some silence is wisdom, and that not everything needs to be answered. Some things are meant only to listen. Thank you for listening to Sleep and Learn English from Stories. If you enjoyed tonight's story, let your mind rest and your English grow naturally as you sleep. New calm stories are waiting for you, full of gentle words and peaceful lessons. Good night, sleep well, and see you in the next story.